for Caesars and fellow superheroes. What is up? It's Jasmine, the AhsokaTanoFan. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's video is a little bit on the late side. Sorry about that, guys. I had work earlier today and I just couldn't get out of it. So as you guys know, there's another episode of Moon Knight out. This is the penultimate episode already, if you can believe it, because I believe there's 6 episodes only. So that means next week is the finale. I've been wearing gray every episode to keep up with the theme. In this episode, my shirt's not great, but my skirt's great. So that kind of counts, right? Anyways, off topic. In the last episode, guys, obviously, I think that was my favorite one to date, just because it kind of definitely had a little bit of a twist at the end there. We saw Marc get shot. It looked like he ended up in some type of asylum. Actually, I think this episode's called Asylum, so I guess we're gonna find out more about that. You guys could tell how confused I was. I really couldn't tell what was real and what wasn't, and I think that's what's so unique about the series is Marc is kind of the same way. He in his own head can't really tell what's real and what isn't sometimes, right? And so yeah, we're kind of guessing in the same way that Marc is. And I was reading some of your comments. I didn't get a chance to get around to them this week because it was a little bit of a hectic week for me, but I just kind of read some of them today. And yeah, some of you had your own theories as to what was going on, and some of you think that the Asylum world is not real, and that everything we've seen up until this point is in fact the true story. Let's hope so, because I want to see more of the Moon Knight story. I would hate for that to be something that he made up in his head. If that is the real story, the Moon Knight story, then we just have to figure out how he ended up where he is now, and whether Arthur is just kind of playing tricks on him and kind of playing with his mind somehow. Because if I think about it, Stephen Grant character, the Cane, the Moon Knight figure, Arthur being the therapist, it almost seems like it could be planted as if Arthur was planting those thoughts in his head to make him kind of second guess himself, to gaslight him essentially. Or the other option is that he really did make this all up. So I guess, especially given the fact that this episode is called Asylum, we're gonna find out more about that. So anyways, guys, I don't want to speculate too much. Let's just jump right in and check out the episode.
Of course. I know, Stephen. If we can't calmly...
The way Arthur speaks is so frustrating. He almost kind of reminds me of someone that will tell you to calm down, like, in a condescending way when you're trying to explain something to them. That scene was too much, oh my gosh. Hey, the Marvel theme, it's back. Speaking of Marvel themes, anyone excited for Doctor Strange? I can't wait. It's Team Wanda. No matter what happens, I don't know if she's good or bad in the movie, it's Team Wanda. Sorry, Steven. Who do you guys got? Let me know down below in the comments. Team Wanda or Team Doctor Strange? It's a flashback. It says help. Oh, he's having a...
Your mind is...
Huh, was that his mother talking to him? Stephen was calling his mom, right? A couple times in the series, but we never actually saw his mom.
How did you get here? I took the bus.
He took the bus in the first episode when we saw him too, right?
You're right. You're right. It was a hippopotamus. And but it talked. Sense or nonsense?
You're being so condescending, man.
They also see a maze or a library. A psych ward?
Arthur and his analogies. So I feel like Marc's imprisonment in the psych ward is almost paralleled kind of to Khonshu's imprisonment by the gods.
This hippo could break.
So that hippo was his mom then, right?
And Steve.
Absolutely. Nobody would understand what I meant by that line unless they watched this episode. Oh my god. Did he just grab that? Is he about to stab him? Oh my god. He does keep jumping though, it looks like.
I'm afraid you're actually quite dead.
I think one of you in my comments might have mentioned this. That he dies multiple times, right? So, how do I bring him back? Khonshu?
This is the afterlife. The
What
afterlife?
Consciousness exists.
Yeah.
How many times has he been through an afterlife? So, and it's always Marc and Steven that are there in the afterlife?
Psych ward's a first for me, but hey, we can roll with it, right?
So the psych ward's part of the afterlife.
Psychiatric hospital because we're insane.
He said that so nonchalantly.
Bingo! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh, that's where he really is? Who is rowing that boat though? It's probably one of the weirdest scenes I've seen from a TV show. This kind of reminds me of Arthur balancing the scales, right?
Dead will drag you down into the duat, where you will remain forever, frozen in sand.
So is this part actually real then? Them actually on that boat?
Balance your scales before we arrive at the field of reeds.
And how the hell are they supposed to do this? Oh, we asked the same question at the same time. It's funny. So I wonder if Layla is the key to balancing them somehow, maybe?
Help each other uncover whatever it is that we're hiding.
Oh, the third personality. Is that what needs to balance them, maybe? Because they didn't unlock that yet, right? That looks like Moon Knight from the first episode, right? When he defeated the Jackal? And okay, that's with Khonshu, so we're kind of being taken through all the episodes. Kind of an interesting penultimate episode. Kind of reviews the previous episodes before the finale. Yeah, they're definitely going to uncover the third, I think. Third personality.
It's the street, you know.
He's going to kill someone in this memory. Yeah. Are they all zombies? My mom would like this. She likes shows with zombies. So who are all those people? So Mark recognizes them?
Wishing I'd fail. One of them would kill me instead. Do you see this?
Yeah, so what he's saying is helping with the balancing. So then I guess Steven has to open up to Mark next.
Why is there a child in a room filled with people that you've killed?
Does the child look zombified? Because that means he didn't kill him, right?
Wait a moment.
What is this like a horror movie, guys? It's always some kid that appears and runs off somewhere.
Mom?
So now it's Steven's turn to...
Ready? Who's hungry?
Yeah, that's his mom.
Little brother.
His little brother. What happened to the brother? Later, skaters! That's what he said on the phone, right? When he's talking to his mom in the first couple episodes.
Can you hear that, Dr. Grant? I sure do, Rosa.
Oh, so he got that from his brother? Something happened to the brother. Then he kept that personality alive so he'd feel like his brother was alive. And what were those bones from a bird? That bird kind of looks like Khonshu. Okay, maybe I'm thinking too much now. Wow. Just looking at that scene makes me nervous. Makes me feel claustrophobic. Oh my goodness. Yeah, his brother definitely got stuck there. And that's why the mom was like, this is all your fault. What? That's so traumatic. Wow, that looks like a funeral.
Your fault!
Damn. Oh. So that's why he doesn't talk to his mom. That's so sad.
Steven!
He keeps digging deeper.
You were always jealous of him. Ever since he was born.
Man. I know she's grieving, but like, you gotta be a pretty bad mother to just hang that over the head of your young kid. What doesn't he want him to see?
I cannot lose another son. Please.
Kind of reminds me of Miguel from Cobra Kai. Where are they? Oh, now this is last episode, right?
We're mercenaries.
Oh, this is the site where the archaeologists were killed.
Bushman changed the plan. Called for no witnesses, and I couldn't live with that.
Doctor and Foley.
Mm-hmm. Damn, he's wearing the scarf, right? That Arthur mentioned.
What happened to you?
He's gonna see himself there on the ground, I bet you. Oh, he crawled to the god? He crawled to Khonshu. How does he actually get saved by Khonshu? Well, I guess we're gonna find out now. He's about to kill himself and then...
What a waste.
How did he hear his voice like that?
Do you swear to protect the travelers of the night?
Oh, he kept us alive. He was taking advantage of you.
What was the other option, Steven?
Yeah. Look. Scales. Have we balanced them?
Starting to balance.
As my fist
Looks
of
pretty scary there, actually.
Moon Knight.
It's the first time they actually said the title of the show, right? See, the only thing I don't get is how was he able to hear his voice like that? You know what I mean?
I'm just begging you, don't make us go there again. It's not worth it.
If Layla dies, it'll be all your fault. No!
Oh, he's talking like
I won't do it!
his mom.
I won't do it! You can't save me!
Oh shit.
Stop.
Shit. Good acting,
Now, just stay with me for 1 second, okay?
eh? He was staring back at him in the reflection.
Do you think you created Stephen to hide from all the awful things you feel you've done?
That was the question I asked last episode.
Punish the world for what your mother did to you.
See, my thought was he did it to feel like he's still holding on to his brother. This is the bedroom, right? What doesn't he want Stephen to see? Does he try and hurt himself or something?
It's not my mom.
Or does his mom hurt him?
Oh, thank you, Lord.
Yeah, his mom does. Oh, he's... Oh.
Bloody hell. Look at the state of this place.
Ah. That's the first time he transitioned. Like, now he's Stephen. Did I say Tomb Raider?
You made me hurt.
No wonder you didn't want him to see. Ouch. What a bad mom, man.
Disgusting.
Nothing to see that.
Oh, shoot.
All this time I thought I was the original.
That sucks. Almost reminds me of Invincible, the twins. They kept fighting over who was the real twin.
That she was kind. That she's still alive.
And she did.
What are you talking about? She's alive. I speak to her every day. What are you talking about? No, thank you. Let me out.
Oh my god. I find that so funny that he poured water in his face. Arthur deserved it.
I was beginning to worry we might never speak again.
Ned Flanders?
Steve,
Ned Flanders. It's like Arthur and the hippo lady, I forget her name, sorry, are playing the same role, encouraging both Mark and Stephen to open up to one another. But I still want to see the third personality though.
She screams a call.
I
She
know,
won't
just
answer.
call.
She's afraid of telesales
she
people.
want
So
to talk to you.
How did she die though? What happened? Who's on the other line of that phone call? He can't bring himself. It's like when he gets so close to speaking to her, then he comes to the realization that she's not there. Oh, that is one of the scenes that they saw in the doorway, right? That kind of looks like the third personality though. He's even walking different than the other two. Maybe not. Oscar is putting on quite the performance this episode. That is so sad, man. Oh, he's transitioning again. Oh my god, that's so... It's almost creepy how he does that. Like, he really just lives as different people.
I couldn't face that.
So from that point on, he was basically Stephen.
I shouldn't have brought him in that cave. I shouldn't have brought him in the cave.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't have done that. The kids want to explore, but damn, that cave was... That was not a place to explore. Now the scales are balanced, right?
How do I open it?
I'm so sorry. Your scale's never balanced.
They needed a third personality to balance, don't they? This is kind of creepy. These are all the people that he killed.
Hi.
People won't be easy to defeat. They're just gonna be dumped over like that? Oh! Whoa, that looked like it really hurt. What if Stephen dies or something? Dies like trying to save Mark.
I prefer cricket.
Behind you! Oh no! Yeah, Stephen got dragged over. Fuck. I had a feeling that was gonna happen. Damn. Oh my god, this is actually so sad. Whether they're the same person, but this really sucks. I kind of like the two of them together. Damn. Could he just recreate him? No, it's actually so sad. Damn. Stephen just died like that.
Stop the boat!
Now it's balanced. Oh, Stephen dying is what it took to balance it. Oh, shit. Wow. Okay. Huh. Actually, when I first started the episode, I kind of thought, oh shoot, it's gonna be one of those slower episodes where they kind of explain a lot of things but not a lot really happens. But yet there was just kind of something that kept me glued to the episode at the same time. I kept wanting to figure out what was going to happen, you know, what was behind the doors. So I kind of liked that. It looks like this whole time we were wondering, what is it going to take for the scales to balance? We knew from the beginning of the series when Arthur tried the same tactic on Mark/Steven, the scales weren't balanced, right? And now we know why, because Steven had to die for that to happen. I was kind of actually thinking that they needed to unlock the third personality, Jake Lockley, in order to balance the scales. I mentioned that during my reaction. But I also thought that Steven maybe could die towards the end, sacrifice himself to save Mark. But I never actually thought that's what needed to happen in order to balance the scales. It's weird that it was sad though, because they're the same person, but I think we really got to see a lot more of Mark and Steven in this episode. What happened with his mom, how she used to abuse him, what happened to his brother, how he blames himself for that. We gotta get more into that in a second, but kind of going through that whole experience, that whole journey, getting to know Mark and Steven at their fullest, to have Steven die like that, actually kind of, oddly enough, it hits you in the feels, right? So that was kind of emotional. Going back into more what we saw in this episode, I really like that we got to see what happened during his childhood, because this whole time we knew that he had split personality and he was going back and forth between Mark and Steven, but we kind of didn't really know why and what had happened. And in this case, we got to see what caused that to happen. His brother, it looked like, you know, he ended up drowning, and Mark blames himself for that. Between him and his younger brother, I think during one scene, he referred to his brother as Stephen Grant, and he was talking jokingly with a British accent. The way that I interpreted that was maybe for fun they would kind of role play as different characters, and then I guess his brother was Stephen Grant. When his brother died, maybe that's part of the reason why he created that alternate personality, to kind of keep his brother close, so to speak, right? But it does look like he did get Stephen Grant from that movie. And then just from there, one thing led to the other, and he already carried so much guilt. Then we saw what happened with his mom. His mom became very abusive and very much blamed him for what happened to his younger brother. I think that just kind of added to the guilt he was already feeling. And then not to mention, now we know why he transitioned to Steven. He does that not only to stay close to his brother, but also to shield himself from his reality. And that's what he's been doing this far in the series. He's been constantly shielding himself from his surroundings. So yeah, it's actually kind of a sad story overall when you think about it. That essentially showed us the birth of Steven. Steven also found out that he is not the primary character like we were kind of led to believe from the first episode. He is in fact the secondary character, and Mark is the primary character. So yeah, his reaction to finding out that he was created by Mark and not the other way around was kind of sad to see, right? So just as we learned a lot about Steve in this episode, we also learned a lot about Mark. We got to see what happened in Egypt. You know, they kept referring to that scene where he killed those people, including Layla's dad, you know, or that's what we were led to believe. But we in fact saw what really happened. He went AWOL for the organization he previously worked for, then started working for somebody else, and that person ended up kind of doing something that he didn't approve of, wanted no witnesses, and Mark didn't want to do that, right? So everybody got killed, and Mark himself almost got killed, and then we saw that is when he had that encounter with Khonshu for the first time, and we saw him transition into Moon Knight and actually referred to as Moon Knight as well, right? I think that's the first time thus far in the series we've actually heard him referred to as Moon Knight. They've said summon the suit, but they haven't actually referred to him by name. You kind of see this character have a lot of low moments. The moment where he lost his brother and his mother was blaming him and abusing him, that kind of created the birth of Steven. And then the moment where he almost lost his life and was shot and bleeding, that's when he encountered Khonshu, and that kind of rebirthed him again. So there's definitely a theme of being born again in this episode, I found. I still am kind of wondering though how he heard Khonshu. Sometimes they say if you have a near-death experience, you can have premonitions and visions of people. You know, religiously speaking, you might have a vision of Jesus or something like that. So I guess in this case, that was kind of him having that vision of Khonshu, was able to hear him. I think maybe had he not been near death, he wouldn't have had that experience. And even this whole episode, everything we saw and experienced, it was because he encountered death. So every time he encounters death or comes near it, it seems to be when he has the greatest and most divine encounters. The one person I should say we didn't get to see this episode was Layla. It took kind of a step back to show us more of Mark and Steven just before the final episode, the finale. So I think that was appropriate because this whole time we kind of wanted to know a little bit more about how Mark and Steven came to be. I'm still wondering about that third personality though, and whether or not they're going to show us that. Definitely was hinted to last episode. In one of the rooms there was a tomb waiting to be uncovered. So who knows, maybe in the finale next week. It was definitely an interesting episode. The whole idea of him being in the psych ward and kind of going back and forth between the afterlife on the boat and Arthur's office. It's kind of like Arthur and the hippo lady, I still have to find out her name, I can't remember her name. They kind of played similar roles. They both were trying to get Mark and Steven to communicate with one another. And I guess they accomplished that goal, but in so doing, it obviously led to the demise of Steven. So I guess going forward, we're only gonna have Mark as Moon Knight, so that should be interesting to see. It was definitely a deep episode. Every moment, every scene, every little bit of imagery was a reflection of what Mark had to go through and the guilt that he felt. He really had to come face to face with that guilt and that regret. They say that you don't really know a person until death, and in this episode that is kind of true. Mark and Steven, they didn't really know each other until they encountered death here and had to go on this journey together in the afterlife. Anyways guys, as always, let me know what you think down below in the comments, what you thought of the episode and what are your predictions going forward to next week into the finale. And as always guys, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next week for the finale. Until next time guys, take care and see you soon.